Hey, Kenzie.
What's up?
What's up? We are live now.
I'm just preparing.
I have my drink.
Oh, right, I should.
Excellent.
I'm really on the ball today.
Yeah, you sound it. You okay?
Oh, yeah. Hello, Cameron. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations on doing well with your quiz.
Yay! And hello, Lorasco.
Rasco, glad you could join us. And Kenzie, in a couple of minutes, can you send out your encouragement?
Sure.
Thank you. Alright. Okay, so I mean, I was gonna say, who remembers what happened last time, but can we really forget?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to forget, actually.
I remember Theresa removing window because she thought it had no use.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And North
Destroy the
Korea.
environment.
Hello, Mike. Hey, everyone. Welcome to episode 10, or as I like to call it, Empress Theresa. Okay, go to pun jail. Glad you could join us. This went really well. We had an entertainer in the middle for a break, and she was amazing. I'm pretty mad at the quiz master because it was extremely clear that he rigged the quiz for his. Wait. I'm sorry, Cameron. She was amazing. Did you just compliment a female? You a simp. Quit your simping. Oh, for his family, and he stated out loud that all the people in the top three are my family. Oh, well. One minute read, Freeze fucks up the North Pole, and then fucks up global ecosystems for good. Yes. Let's wait a few more minutes. Some people make their way in. Boy, quit bragging. I don't even look you to be based. Nancy and Raptor, what have you two fine citizens been doing today?
Nothing.
All right. So long story short, I'm drinking.
And Raptor had school.
Yes. Raptor, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that school was boring for you.
Yes.
Damn. I have the gift.
Be sure.
And we have another lovely new image up on the screen this evening. I think sums us up fairly well. We've been fretting this moment. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't ready.
Let's just get started and we'll let people trickle in, they trickle in.
Work inventory is ridiculously low this week, so I've been calling to pass the time. Always a good thing to do. Manny has the Joel Edgerton movie, The Gift on DVD. I have no idea what that is. Something tells me I don't want to know. All right, so we are on chapter 14. Edmund Parker invited the Prime Minister.
Wait, do you have your drink?
No, that is not a good idea for me today.
Why is that?
You're just gonna have to trust me.
What do you?
Fine.
Uh,
I'm afraid now.
what's that?
I'm afraid now.
Don't worry. And Kay is working like a loser, so everyone make fun of her.
No.
Yes. She's a poopy head. Chapter 14. Edmund Parker invited the Prime Minister to stay a while, and Blair accepted. We all watched the television as the news broke out. The reporters talked excitedly about how I had saved 7 billion lives. You doomed them! There wouldn't even be
Lies.
a famine in Asia. Wrong! I was the biggest hero in history. No! The opposite!
Drink.
Kay is a good... No, fuck you! I've known her for nearly 20 years. I get to make fun of her.
Mike, I know you're drinking with me, right? Yeah, he says, oh, I need my scotch. That Mike's my boy. Mike's my drinking buddy in this when Manny seems to have abandoned me.
Oh, I mean, I have
I
my
have my coffee.
reasons.
Count as a
You've
drink,
been
buddy.
replaced.
Yeah, what else is new? Steve was so proud of me, he almost popped the buttons off his shirt. Anyone else
Are
wondering
we
for a
talking
while?
about like in a fit of lust, or is he just growing fatter by the second?
Boy,
I was
Steve
thinking,
is down bad right now.
Is this like a Violet Beauregard situation where he's just turning into a giant blueberry?
I saw it more just as like some goofy, like, Looney Tunes effect. Like, he gets excited so the buttons just like randomly pop off of his shirt.
I like the
Call a
idea of
scene
him
of green
turning into a
M&M.
giant blueberry.
Uh, it was still light in America. Early evening baseball games were. Shut up about baseball! Going on, and the crowds were jumping up and down, screaming my name. Oh
I'm gonna take another
my
drink.
god. Scoreboard showed series of my pictures. New Yorkers were pouring into Times Square for a New Year's Eve kind of celebration.
Should I do that thing? Should I try again where I just continually drink, or should I not risk it again after nearly dying?
I mean, on the one hand, I don't want you to get hurt. On the other hand, I want to say, be adventurous.
I'll just take like a few giant swigs and then we'll consider that.
Church bells all over Europe were constantly ringing, as they had at the end of World War II. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, you know what? Okay, no. I'm just gonna take a sip for each sentence. It's safe and it gets the job done. God, I wish I had something stronger. I wish I was doing shots.
Garbage to World War II. St. Peter's Square was filled with people in an emotional display. No, it wasn't. Next, television showed Tokyo.
Oh, a sentence where I don't have to drink.
Japanese enjoy demonstrating on happy occasions, and millions of them were on the streets.
Here we go.
Have you ever seen Tokyo? That's just every day for them. But all this
The
was
fucking
nothing.
weebs.
Oh my god. Why is he about to praise this country? It was morning in Beijing, China.
Hey, it's not the Chinese's fault that the guy who's running it is a fuckface. A lot of them are actually pleasant people.
Winnie the Pooh, but not good.
Promise.
He's just Winnie the Pooh in the fact that he's fat.
Was it Winnie the
Alright, come
Pooh
on, just
at
keep
the
reading
time
so I can drink.
was it Pooh Bear at the time this was written?
I don't know.
What was this, 2014?
Like, he was banned in China.
Well, we know it was like officially published to Amazon in 2014. And the fact that he claims to have been writing this for 20 years or something. And now
press X to doubt.
I don't know whether or not we should believe him.
No.
For all we know, this could have been written a whole lot longer.
Who knows?
One time he even claimed that he was writing it for 40 years.
40 years. Fuck off, Bhutan. Millions of people have been collecting and gathering in the Forbidden City, anticipating that something important was about to happen.
Drink?
Part of this area was the famous Tiananmen Square, equal in size to the Vatican.
I guess I don't need a drink for that.
Camera scans showed the huge spaces and wide boulevards filled with people forced to be there for a mile around.
I'm gonna drink to that, because, as if a million people actually gather for this bitch.
It was estimated that 25 million people were gathered there, making it the largest crowd in history.
I'll drink for that too.
You don't have to announce it.
I need to so that people can follow along with the drinking game. We don't have a counter.
The sound of their voices was one continuous, unwavering roar. They were holding my photograph.
Oh no! Raptor, I beg you to keep your mouth shut.
They were holding my photograph in their heads and you're like, Thaisa! Thaisa!
I'm a drink.
My moment's racist. Knew it all along.
I'm not making up that pronunciation. It is spelled.
That is exactly how it's written. We're not being
-EE -SAH. Thaisa.
For once, Manny is not trying to be racist, he is just following the book.
Yes. I mean...
Is Norman Bhutan a racist? I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Alright, let's try to buckle down, though. We're not even through one page yet. This is so bad. I was smiling and tearing up at the same time.
I'm gonna take a drink for that too, because that's a contradiction. Remember, this is Miss I just wanted a normal life of a school teacher. Yeah, remember that.
This was my
I just wanted a normal life.
I'm gonna drink to that too.
I just want people to give me their love. I want people to give me. Please feed me your love, foolish mortals.
Raptor, are you okay? Come back to us.
Thaisa is Chinese for you doomed us all. I mean, yeah.
Quick, let me call Marcy to confirm.
Oh, she speak Mandarin?
Yeah, it's her. Chinese was her. She works for DC as like a Chinese translator.
Oh, cool. Most touching.
She'll be moving down there soon.
Most touching were the shots showing mothers and fathers holding their children and crying joyfully. It's not out of joy.
Think of the children.
I wish I could put words
Are
together.
you sure it's joyfully? Mommy, I'm never gonna get to enjoy the snow anymore. My child is ruined. We know, sweetie. We're sorry.
The president tried to have her
I'm
killed.
sorry, Sonny. You're not gonna be eaten this winter because our apple crops died.
Yeah, the president tried to have her killed, but something about a nuclear bomb being no match for a plastic garbage bag and empty Coke bottles. I don't know. It's very confusing. I wish I could have put words together as eloquently as
Sorry.
Very very ladylike. I can't.
I'm drinking. Look, spiked seltzers are very carbonated, and I just drank a lot in the past 2 minutes.
But I think you can guess how I felt on seeing all this. I was crying. You said that already. Steve held me closely with his buttonless shirt in his blueberry arms as Mrs. Parker came over to hug me too. Oh, what does Mr. Parker think about this? This was what all the inhuman, infinitely boring work had been for. That immense crowd in Beijing was not even 1% of all the people I saved.
I'm gonna drink.
If there was a justice, what would my reward be?
I'm gonna drink for that too, because that just pissed me off.
The worldwide celebration went on endlessly. Watching all the crowds gathered everywhere numbed the senses. Reporters resorted to testimonials of individual people in the street. Politicians tried to get some television time too. No, they don't try. They can just say, "No, I'm getting the time." They struggled to outdo each other, praising me. Fuck you, Kenzio.
Technically, I'm breaking the rules because you're supposed to take 2 drinks when all the praise hefted towards Theresa is unwarranted. But I don't know if I should drink another one tonight. Like I'm trying to be good. I don't know how good this stuff is for me.
Wait, hang on. Wait, I just lost it.
What?
Yeah, I think I thought of it.
Thought of what?
Yeah. Just this. I don't know if it was like a joke, but
Go for it.
Is it a gamer-esque joke, Raptor?
Please say yes.
a bit. So so you know how Empress Theresa just destroyed like all ecosystems and gets praised as a hero,
Yes.
and you know how Nelson Mandela did some shit during the Apple ad and is praised as a hero today,
Yes.
guys. Theresa is Nelson Mandela. She is his.
We
So
can't roll with
reincarnated
that joke,
in the
Raptor. I'm
body of
not
Mary
as good
Sue.
as. I don't have as good as Nelson Mandela impression as Cobb.
I'm just imagining now,
We can't roll with it.
like Bhutan sitting there writing the story with like Nelson Mandela, like, oh yes, and for this next part, this should be the allegory to my life. And he's like, wow, wow, how have I never heard of you before? You're amazing. Shortly after midnight, Steve and I went
This all makes
upstairs.
sense. Empress Theresa is Nelson Mandela fanfic. Spread the word. Stay woke.
No, this does not deserve any fanfics.
Shortly after midnight, Steve and I went upstairs while Blair continued his visit with his old friend.
When did that happen?
Wait. It was a delicious moment. I'm sorry, what?
Sounds gross.
And he didn't want it to end. Mike says, so Raptor, what you're saying is there's a universe in which Teresa died in prison in the 80s. Can I go to that universe, please?
Sorry.
Something happens in Empress Theresa, Raptor. I'm about to do what's called a pro gamer move.
Up. Getting my drink again for this next paragraph.
Oh, God. Woke up 7:15. Who cares? And turned on the news. Church bells were still ringing everywhere and would continue to do so all day.
I wake up at 6:09 a.m.
Except the bells of Notre Dame because the French.
The French are cringe, guys.
The big bell in St. Peter's Square was ringing along with all the smaller bells, and the crowd filling the square cheered. All Europe was celebrating the latest miracle. No, it's actually not a miracle because, I mean, it's complete pseudoscience, but you still explained how every bit of it happened. A miracle means it cannot be scientifically explained. Crowds in the now dark Beijing were still incomprehensibly large. I had brought out a new and better world, the tube said. Tube. Really showing your age there.
Winter is actually some people's favorite season.
It was a new era and a new dawn. For once, these tired old cliches were really true. No, it is still a cliche, you fucking hack.
Yay! You pretty much single-handedly turned the whole world into a fascist state. Yay!
We got dressed and went down to the dining room for breakfast. We watched the dining room television. Now people were getting into their cars and driving towards the Parker mansion. Oh yeah,
be an angry mob, be an angry mob, be an angry mob, be an angry mob.
I'm sure the Parkers love that. A TV helicopter showed views of the roads loaded with far more cars than usual, heading in the direction of the Parker house. Just said that. The spontaneous vehicular demonstration took the public's fancy and grew.
How is that a demonstration? It's just traffic.
It was reported that 100,000 cars were trying to get to me.
Drink.
Arthur appeared in the dining room. Madam, Colonel James wishes to speak to you.
You fucking entitled bitch! Please have him come in here, Arthur. You're in his home!
We were still munching breakfast when Colonel James came in.
Is Colonel James Mr. Who are these people?
I don't know. I think this is your line because it said I asked.
No, I know it is, but I'm like trying to discern who the fuck Colonel James is.
Yeah.
Trouble with the crowds again.
Raptor, do you want to be the colonel?
Okay. But first, I have a question.
Yes.
Can I sound southern or southern?
Yeah, go for it.
How do I sound southern?
Well, I mean, I think y'all would do something like this.
You just sound really ignorant.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. We believe a 500,000 people will try to visit the house by day's end. It's an impossible situation for us. Just like how it's impossible for you to resist my Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's finger-licking good.
Well, he can't be southern because if he truly was, he'd just shoot them all.
How am I being ignorant by impersonating my uncle?
Yep.
Cousin Sanders?
Come on. I read the line.
I said nodding my head.
I get it. You want me to get out of here. We'll go to London until this blows over. Give us half an hour. We're just gonna have until this blows over. The fact that people should be outraged that you destroyed an entire season. So you destroyed an entire season. The months still keep going though, shouldn't they? So is Christmas what's Christmas like now? What happens to all the wonderful Christmas songs about snow?
Cameron says Raptor says that as I eat some cold KFC. Rasco, God damn it, I want fried chicken now. I've only had half a bottle of Coke and some cashews all day. Oh, that's
not healthy.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, but I just have to say here. Trying to avoid being noticed. So you go into London, one of the largest cities in the world. Great idea. Ay. We packed some bags and got in an unmarked sedan driven by a soldier in civilian clothes. Colonel James was in the front seat. We were followed by 5 military vehicles loaded with armed soldiers. As we drove down,
Inconspicuous.
as we drove down the relatively empty southbound left lane, we saw the heavy traffic on the right lane. Some places had simply stopped dead on the pavement as the road could not handle so many cars.
Wait, wouldn't it be left?
I don't. Who cares? I made no attempt to hide my face.
Because I don't care about my... I don't care about the safety of anyone else in the car.
We're gonna lie low until this blows over. I made no attempt to hide my face, though.
Well, she explains it, but it's still...
The idea was to
stupid.
keep the crowds away from the Parker estate. It worked. Reports came in that the cars were turning around to go back home. All right. Everybody was in a festive mood, and I was happy about that. But I couldn't let myself be mauled by the grateful masses for the rest of my life. This had to stop.
I'm gonna drink to that.
We arrived in the outskirts
Because I know
of
it'll be
London.
contradicted later.
Oh, what?
Asked Steve.
Let's go see Mr. Blair.
Colonel James got on his cell phone. In 2 minutes, he said,
The PM is in Parliament today. Do you wish to go there?
Yes.
I answered.
What makes you
Before we
think you're
go, let's go
allowed?
get some
Palace
Kentucky
of,
White Chicken. It's finger licking good.
the Palace of Westminster, or the British Parliament building, was an imposing structure on the Thames River. Big Ben was on the northern end and ringing constantly like all the church bells.
Is that even possible anymore?
I don't think so. We were led through a series of hallways. Inevitably, we were noticed and the press was alerted to our visit. We finally arrived at somebody's office where the Prime Minister waited. Okay, could it maybe be the Prime Minister's office? Did you think of that? He got to enthusiastically welcome us.
Oh, glad to see you again. Won't you sit down?
Didn't you just see
What
him
can
last
I
night?
do for you?
I said,
We were worried about the crowds. We can't hide out forever. Look at what's going on in Beijing. 25 million people in the streets. Think if I showed up there. I'm having a drink. I think I'm more than halfway finished. I really am gonna have to get another one.
What do you hope for?
I just want to walk in public without being mobbed. You will be mobbed. You destroyed an entire season. Because you decided it wasn't needed.
And wiped out the polar bears. You see those poor polar bears. Had a horrible death. Or just because this ungrateful bitch just didn't like winter.
Sorry.
Isa, F in the chat for the polar bears.
There's gonna be a lot of belches, guys. I'm drinking a lot.
Make the pain less painful.
Raptor, your line's
Yes.
next.
No. Something we all want, but must give up when we. Yes.
And get ready to drink. I didn't want to become famous, even though you are
Why do you
reveling
like
in
the
that you're
fame then, you
famous.
ungrateful bitch?
Sorry.
I see your point. It is unfair. Perhaps an appeal to the public will yield results.
Can I speak to Parliament? I won't have reporters screaming at me. What is this guy's beef with media? It
His
is.
tweaks other media.
Oh, God forbid
invalid.
people do their jobs, and like when a big world event happens, people are trying to find out what the fuck is going on.
I mean, they could be honest about it.
Hang on. Hang on. What?
I'll arrange it. I'm
Sorry.
sure they'll attend.
Prime Minister Blair spread the word that I would appear in the House of Commons, and as he predicted, announce it and they will come. The House was packed. Blair walked in first, closely followed by me and then Steve. On seeing me, the House members stood up and cheered loudly. I kept an impassive face. That was to be my message. Thanks, but no thanks. Steve and I sat.
Drink.
Blair stood up to the table and waited for the clamor to play out.
My friends, Miss Hartley has. I hope she won't be denied it.
He indicated I had the floor. I got up and nervously walked forward.
Why is she nervous all of a sudden? She never had a problem playing up to cameras before.
She wants to look good for the cameras, I guess. Just look all
Oh, she had no
innocent
problem with that
and-
before, you remember? Looking at the camera. You should have seen what I wore when I first met Steve. I'm not a public speaker. I never wanted to be. That's kind of what teaching is. I'm talking to the media and the people on the street. Excuse this little piece of paper. It reminds me of the points I've been thinking about for a long time. I've seen this reaction to what I did. Parents are going wild because their children won't die. Drink. Everybody is grateful. Drink. Believe me, I am aware of all of this and I am happy about that. Let's not talk about it, even though I just did. Drink. Like everybody else, I watched a lot of television. We know that's what you've done half of this goddamn story. Everybody you see on television is there because they wanted to be. Movie stars, singers, dancers, politicians, reporters. They all wanted to get on television. They want the attention. I don't. Drink.
Why are you here? Somebody asked. I can single him out because he had stood up when he said that. I suppose it was a house rule. I stared at him with no attempt to hide my contempt. How dare he interrupt me because you're a worthless
You
bitch.
can't. That's how he's not joking. That's actually a line. How dare you interrupt me?
In answer to
Are
his own
you
question,
kidding me?
why had he spoken if not to attract attention to himself? This hypocrisy had to become plain to everyone as I stared his political career into oblivion.
Oh my god, I have to read this line. All right, give me a minute. Let me just take a nice little swig here. You interrupted me.
I said,
Nobody interrupts me. I don't need you.
I don't need you. You could almost see the miserable man's political career melting down.
The hero of our story, everybody.
He had dared to interrupt the world's saver. You said you didn't want these kinds of titles. There would be rioting in his
Is he meant to be like the hero?
Drink.
Rioting?
Hey, Mike, you drunk yet? Because I'm getting there.
So, oh my god. I looked over the crowd.
Reporters are the same way. Okay. Like, okay, so I know, Manny, I know what you think. Oh, media lies, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first of all.
Oh, yes, the truth.
Not really. Most of them are just doing their jobs with information they are given. I know because I wrote travel news when I worked. And while it is, and I wrote one story that I did get wrong because I was given wrong information because I was doing a sweep, and this was a story that I wrote that was being posted all over that we all thought was real. So that's why we missed it. We are people, like people who are reporters and work in the media are people. And while they might be under people who are corrupt who try to twist things, most of them are just trying to do their best to share information that's out there. And I am sick of this bullshit in this book that is trying to portray otherwise.
All came to this.
Even have a chance to open my mouth and they were telling lies about me the night I talked with Mr. Blair on television. When? I don't remember. What were they trying to say? Anyone remember?
Yep.
They don't know crap, but they won't shut up. I told Mr. Blair the next morning I would never talk to reporters. I didn't ask for this and I won't take garbage from anybody. Yeah, we could tell by how you fucking why you think you destroyed a man's career and said, I don't need, nobody interrupts me for asking him a pretty simple fucking question.
A chill was felt around the room. The old rules were out. I know. Read this line.
I hate this. Read it.
There was a new sheriff in town. I resumed.
I don't wanna. No, I'm upset. In high school, I saw kids anxious to grow up, but you all don't know that because my high school was barely covered in this book. What's the big deal about the adult world? Everybody drives themselves crazy trying to get a piece of the pie. What the fuck are you talking about? They want more than they can. Alright, so if you grew up in poverty, guys, don't ascribe to achieve anything more. Just stay in your fucking lane, guys. I just want to fool around and enjoy watching the world. People forget I'm a kid. I don't want to be anything else. Technically, at 18, you are legally an adult, so fuck you. Guess what? You're in the real world now, bitch. I mean, in the real world where apparently there's aliens that give you superpowers and that you can just get rid of rain and bring it back by making watercolors. And what the fuck is this? I'm not okay.
Yes, sir. I'm just going full Fred Burkle here and just like writing equations on the walls of my room, trying to figure out the mental gymnastics that Teresa is performing right now.
Don't do it. There is no equation.
Is there Teresa? Is this Teresa's Communist Manifesto?
At least Loresco. Pie.
That's the best thing I've read all night.
Thank you, Loresco. I need that.
I'm a kid. No, you're a freaking god at this point. You reshape the surface of the earth with ease. You are a freaking titan amongst ants.
Yeah, and also remember where she first gained her superpowers and realized everyone was watching us? My childhood was over. I'm just a kid. Fuck you. I'm
At
drinking.
that, everybody stood up to applaud and cheer. No, they didn't.
Drinking for that?
I struck some kind of nerve with them. That.
You struck some nerve. That's why they're clapping.
No, that's just them having an aneurysm, a collective aneurysm from pure stupidity. I'd have to work out why later. They settled down.
God, she's still going!
You have fun with this. Oh my god, you really have fun with this. This is. You've got a lot to read.
Why'd I agree to do this? Why'd I volunteer to do this?
I'm kicking back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're just having a grand old time, aren't you, you fucking asshole. All right, give me a minute. I just need to expel some of this hate. All right, that didn't work. I did all the things I did because it was the decent thing to do. That's all. I wasn't looking to become famous. How many times are you going to say that? I didn't seek publicity. I don't want to be queen of the tabloids. I don't want to be asked what's my favorite food. It's lasagna, by the way. Just so you all know. Yeah, no one gives a shit.
Mrs. Garfield.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm going for. I won't answer reporters' questions. Nobody elected you. I was elected heads of state when necessary for public good. Elected, forced into it as a last resort because no one knows what the fuck they're doing. Least of all you. Reporters say they want to interview me to find out what I'm like. Even though in this book, as far as you readers know, no reporters have ever contacted me. Has anyone else noticed that? Not once. She's telling us that reporters want to interview her, but she has not been reached out to once. Steve already told you at the Senate that I was perfect in every way. He may have exaggerated, sure, but 1,000 interviewers won't tell you more than that. So basically what you're trying to say is that you do think you're perfect in every fucking way. Reporters want to find out what I plan to do. No, I think the public does. They say imagine the temptations that come with unlimited power. Yeah, that's a pretty fair question to think of when someone has that kind of power. Oh, this is brilliant. Who could resist changing things? I can resist temptation, even though I got rid of winter because I called it unnecessary. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. People know best what to do with their lives. When I was a little girl, baby chipmunks walked around my feet when I stood still. No, they didn't. What does this have to do with anything? Mom taught me they need our protection.
The chipmunks, no one cares about the chipmunks.
I was not trying to pick them up. Leave them alone and they'll be alright. I'm still that little girl. What are you typing? Yes, Cameron. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Exactly.
Oh. Okay. A woman house member. I was going to say, a woman house? What? A woman house member directly opposite me started crying. I mean, I would too if I heard such dribbling idiocy. I saw similar.
Terrible.
I saw similar sad faces around the room, like somebody had died. I looked back at Steve, who only shrugged.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so emotional. Your speech fucking sucked.
Blair said,
all is well, except this tumor I have in my head.
Jesus,
okay,
Raptor.
okay, now it's I'm making it official. Blair actually does have a brain tumor, and he keeps like dropping hints, but like Theresa will do everything with her powers except remove his tumor.
Can we not? That's fucking going a little too far.
It is official.
Can we not go on Steve Tubuton's level? You're also giving Theresa way too much credit in that she could remove the tumor.
I resumed.
Is that how Zoomed?
He's just pronouncing it badly because he thinks it's funny.
It is.
We're gonna let you just sit in this uncomfortable silence for a minute.
Read. Do I have to go ruckus on you? Seriously, get on with it.
What's the magic word?
Go.
Silence is actually kind of blissful. Just keep that way, please.
Reporters want to interview me because I did remarkable things. Okay, let's just savor this sentence. I'm not remarkable. Say it again.
Finally, some truth.
Oh,
Millions of girls are just like me. Go interview them. If I went around making speeches like I am fucking now, somebody would find something I said that wasn't correct. That's why I'm making this big fucking speech right now. Then people would say I lie. That's not going to happen. People need to know Teresa Hartley always tells the truth. I won't go around making speeches. I'm gonna drink.
What, you're doing that right now?
And I guarantee you, someone's recording this. There is another important thing. My work isn't done. I still have to watch what Hell is doing. Some people still want me to do this or that with him. They will demonstrate their pet project when it will benefit them at the cost of others. I cannot allow myself to be influenced by demonstrations. I have a responsibility to be fair to everybody.
Mike phrasing.
And finally this. She's still going! I saved your lives. All I want in return is the right to walk on the street without being mobbed by a crowd of curiosity seekers and hounded by paparazzi. You owe me that much.
Could you read
I
a little
guarantee
longer?
you,
I was
though,
about to perform my own lobotomy here.
here's the thing. I would bet everything I own that Bhutan writes this and be like, yeah, she deserves to have her own life. You go, Teresa. Meanwhile, when a celebrity is like hounded when they're just out to eat with friends, would be and like speaks out about it, like pushes away a paparazzi or something, he'd be like, well, then you shouldn't have been a celebrity if you didn't want this kind of life.
Cameron says, I'm not going to go around making speeches. She says, monologue.
but
I
I
just
bet
imagine
his imagination seems like very big and epic.
Mr. Incredible just like throws something at her and she dodges out of the way. You sly dog! You got me monologuing!
Will someone acknowledge that I'm most likely very right about my assessment?
Yes, you are very right.
Sure.
Like, he totally seems like that kind of guy. Celebrities are just
He's a lot of
people. I don't see
things.
what's so great about them. Well, if you didn't want to be hounded, you shouldn't have been a celebrity.
Norman's a hypocrite. He is sexist, racist. He is
Holier
a
than
bad
thou.
writer. Yeah. And what else is he?
Bald.
Fat.
He's bald. He's fat.
Ugly.
Yeah.
All right,
ugly.
now we're
And he does not listen to criticism. He is very egotistical. He thinks he's the greatest writer of
very
all time.
unself-aware.
Idolizes
He thinks
Nelson
I'll believe
Mandela.
for writing a too long book when he's written a book that he can win a 467-page book. So, hypocrite. Yeah, Norman.
Larasco says, Bhutan seems like the kind of guy that no shoulders, no knees dress codes were made for.
Sorry. I want someone at the end of this to go back and replay this and count how many times I've burped so far in the stream.
Oh.
Yes.
Mike says, Princess Diana, if you don't want to die in a car accident, you shouldn't have been royalty.
God.
You shouldn't have been you shouldn't have joined a fucking abusive as fuck family that you didn't know about.
Cue Matt just walking by. Sorry, Princess Di, we're here.
No, when we make our movie, so all the people around in Parliament are crying and stuff, and then you just see Matt in a suit. Princess Diana would have made a much better speech.
And then Theresa tries to use her power to expel Matt, but he's like, huh.
No, we're just cutting it there. You gotta go simple or go home.
No. He rips off his
She has
shirt.
used
Well,
her
you're not
power.
directing it.
He just rips off his shirt
She
and
must
says,
use her power to kill one of the unbelievers, though.
says, you think you could take down the man who defeated Maui?
Where did we leave off? Oh wait, no, I'm not. No, she's done. It's that I waited a few seconds.
I waited a few seconds to let that last remark sink in. Then Steve and I walked out of the room. Neither the House members nor any of the millions watching could believe it. They had never heard of any person with any kind of achievement, no matter how small, not seeking some kind of recognition for it.
I'm gonna drink for that.
I'm pretty sure they have. Nobody
yeah, because it's totally unheard of that someone who's achieved fame wants to just go back to a normal life. You know, what's his name? The one who is like the one actor from Spaceballs and all those movies in the 80s and 90s who ended up leaving Hollywood to raise his daughters. Rick Moranis.
Like Little Shop of Horrors.
Because that's totally unheard of. And there's a reason Rick Moranis is beloved for that.
Yes.
And then there's you.
He's a nice guy.
God, he's just so wholesome.
I defeated Maui by sleep, Theresa. You have no power here. Mel Brooks. Not Mel Brooks, but Mel Brooks is pretty based.
Mel Brooks is awesome.
Even Medal of Honor winners, whose aura depended on a show of humility, at least gave one interview to one reporter. Most of them don't.
No, they make a speech when they receive it, maybe. But I don't know if they actually, will talk to reporters. Wait, read this line.
I'm responding to a message. I'm not trying to delay reading this line because I didn't look ahead and see what it says.
Yeah, but I just have something to say about it when you do.
Here, I just saved the world. Okay, Aang. And I wanted nothing to do with them.
It's that. Remember when I said in the first episode of this how I knew I was gonna hate this character because it just reeked of Shane Dawson's saying, telling other people who are hurt, he's like, I totally understand because I'm an empath. I feel your pain. This is that same vibe I'm getting.
One of my
Here, I'm an empath. I know just how you're feeling and why you're upset because I'm an empath. Here, I just saved the world and I wanted nothing to do with them, just jacking themselves off in a humble brag.
Mike, you go to unforgivable jail for making that reference. I'm not reading that comment, though.
We've been over this. Theresa's the Avatar, and you've got to deal with it. Just rip it off like a Band-Aid, Manny. Like a Band-Aid.
No, Theresa is one of those persons who's like, oh, I'm not that good of a person.
Wait.
But I'm one of those nice. I'm like the nicest person you've ever met. I'm better than you in every single way.
Where does this shit come from? The all-powerful World Empress. No one called you that. You just came up with it.
Drink.
Wouldn't make the rounds of the talk shows and political meetings. I wanted a private life. I wanted an ice cream.
How many times
He's
is
a
she gonna fucking
hypocrite.
say this? It's just the same shit repeated. Oh, it's when it's not this. Because this at least gets a reaction out of us, even though it's completely repeated. And that gets us even more angry because it's so repetitive. But then when it's something different, like last chapter, it's so boring. Because Bhutan doesn't know how to explain it well.
This is you.
Do you think... I'm sorry, what?
I was about to say, this is you.
No, I know. Do you think it worked?
I asked the Poon when he came out.
No, it didn't.
No, but like the smile on the shitty grin on her face just drops.
Okay, this is another line that makes me mad. People must be disappointed. Well, I'm sure they're fairly indifferent. They expected a bubbly, gushy airhead like the movie actresses who spit out every line like it's an announcement of the second coming. They got Robot Girl. So you heard it here. So no movie actress is intelligent. That's what Bhutan is saying. If you decide to pursue a career in acting, you're just an idiot.
Way for casual sexism. You are so enlightened in Bhutan. You're totally not a total scumbag who is like am I right, guys? Isn't Norman like such a great guy? Isn't he such a visionary?
Yes, of course.
This is like they're saying it right. Do not concern yourself with the masses. You are exactly what we need. Many heads in high places will sleep well tonight. This is what you're like.
Don't worry about the unwashed plebs.
Don't mind the peasants.
I turned to Steve.
Let's go to that hotel where I talked to Mr. Blair.
In the middle of London?
Yeah, that will be the supreme test.
Supreme test.
Because the
What is she
minute
talking
you
about?
go on camera, the whole world's watching. That's just the world of Empress Theresa.
Hi. We returned to the hotel. Had the historic Sunday night talk with Blair. In an hour, a crowd did gather in front
I
of the
never
hotel.
considered stabbing my stomach before, but it kind of seems appealing all of a sudden.
I don't consider my stomach
what's appealing? Open out of the window of a two-story building. Because that's more fun than being Empress Theresa.
Yeah.
I at least get a hospital.
In an hour, a crowd did gather in front of the hotel, but it was quiet. Blair leaked my remarks to the press.
It still means that they're fucking disregarding what you said.
And the British media commentators rallied to my side in a mad dash to jump on the bandwagon of my sudden popularity. One noted.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
Did you hear her talk with the prime minister? Did she sound like an actor or television personality? No.
Oh my
I dare say no actress could play her. Oh, we'll see about
I
that.
dare say.
I think I've got a good handle on the fucking narcissist.
She is a real person with no attempts to convince, fool, impress, charm, or integrate herself with people.
Again, because actors and television personalities are not real people. Sorry. Hang on, I was answering a message.
She is your neighbor's daughter, exceptionally gifted as we have seen, but otherwise a very ordinary girl. She wants privacy. She earned it.
I have to
Are you
take a moment
okay?
to read Mike's comment here. Kenzie, you're going to love this one. Kenzie commits a seppuku to preserve her great honor.
I mean, I was doing it more in a case of my very extensive body issues, but okay. Now we're just gonna revel in the awkward silence I've created.
It's just a joke.
Yes, for the record, I am very joking. I don't have. I'm actually very secure in the way my body looks.
Minutes
It's very
later,
blissful. Oh no, don't go back. Don't go back. I want the awkward silence again. Please just give us some peace, please. Please.
All right, let's give Raptor his moment of silence.
Peace.
Well, that was fun. Anyway.
oh no.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh no.
Raptor, stay with us.
Minutes later, the Vic philosophy professor, oh my god, philosophy, fuck off, was interviewed on television. Many book people had been questioned by the press for the simple reason that I attended the school for a year. The man said,
Boot. Like, I already
not
established his fucked up view on the way reporting and journalism work, but, like, my god. Reporters, even the lowliest, and I will, because I do acknowledge that plenty of journalists are corrupt and, like, will just do anything and manipulate anything to get a story. But even then, no one would go to this effort to interview someone who just knows the topic they're talking about. When in doubt, they'll make shit up.
Alright, I gotta go, it's a philosophy professor, so I gotta go full neck beard here. It's not just that she wants privacy, m'lady, or doesn't want to be bothered with us all the time. Theresa wants to maintain
Can I interrupt real
integrity.
quickly to answer Cameron's question? Is Mike's Hard Lemonade good? And I feel no shame in this. Yes, I love Mike's Hard Lemonade. I cannot drink it anymore because of the high sugar content, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
In general, that is usually when I go to the liquor store, just what I grab.
What brain melting point was I at?
Theresa wants to maintain or something.
Theresa wants to maintain integrity with her real self.
I thought you were going for neckbeard. This is just Dr. Cuckoo raving. Where I feel like a neckbeard just tries to sound really intense, even when nothing's fucking happening.
Theresa wants to maintain integrity with her real self, and she's a woman, so you should respect her. I'm a male feminist. Talking to people she doesn't know about subjects she doesn't want to discuss will change who she is. You must compromise yourself to accommodate others. She doesn't want to do that. The great saints and philosophers remained so by guarding their private lives and respecting women. Tips Fedora.
That's why we know a lot about great saints and philosophers.
Yes.
Including usually their early lives and how they became saints and philosophers, what they've done with their lives afterwards.
Yeah, I honestly can't think of a single one that I know any of that about. Well, yeah, that's what I intended, although I hadn't thought it out in words. Okay, why isn't... I should have had you read that.
What?
That sounds like something Teresa should be saying.
It's done in quotes.
Yeah.
It does that sometimes where when it sounds more casual rather like I know the whole thing is in first person, but then like sometimes it'll actually like break in. Most of the time the narration just sounds pretty clinical.
Yeah, oh god.
If completely stupid, but where it's like, okay, so this happened and this happened, and then it'll break into like, an observation. Well, yeah, that's what I intended to do.
God, I just thought
And
of
then it'll
something
just go
that has
back
me
to being very
terrified.
clinical.
I just imagine, what if, like, at some point it's revealed that, like, Teresa's breaking the fourth wall, like, that's how powerful she's become. Like, she goes, like, full Deadpool.
Well, she already did in the first chapter, like in the first episode when she was like, wasn't she like, well, that's why I have make this book for like, a non-biased account of my life or something like that.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
It was something like that. It already happened. Like it's self-aware that it's a book. Like we're supposed to be under the impression that she's either talking to someone who's just relaying all this in the book or that she's writing the book herself or something like that. Even though Norman Bouton's name on the front cover is plain as fucking day.
So she died, became skeleton, and wrote the story.
Whoa, spook.
The next morning, we tried out the new arrangement. Instead of eating breakfast at the hotel, we wandered out to the street. Immediately, we noticed that we were being followed by government security dressed in plain clothes.
That's how we
So,
knew they were government security.
what? I mean, unless these people are being led by Jan Struthers, how are you spotting them?
Get over it, Manny. She's gone.
No!
Died in car crash
Manny,
7
I'm
years
sorry.
ago.
She's gone. She's not coming back. You can't bring her back, Manny.
She was the ultimate secret agent.
Manny, she's gone. She's gone into hiding, and there's no amount of wishing will bring her back.
No, if she's in hiding, all you have to do is walk over to like a black government car, and she'll immediately just run up to you and be like, "Oh, don't worry."
No, apparently she's in hiding because of some bullshit or another.
We weren't mobbed. Boo. The few people walking around
But were you
recognized us,
mugged?
but didn't crowd us. Were you mugged? And did the police back off when they learned that the mugger wasn't white, so they can't do anything about it? Aha, jokes about London police. So topical. A few people walking around recognized us but didn't crowd us. Instead, they smiled and waved. Okay, they're penguins. Of course, there were a few publicity seekers
Wave,
who tried
boys.
to...
Smiling wave.
Yes. Who tried to immortalize themselves by walking right up to my face and trying to start a conversation. How dare they be polite?
Dare they? Hello, Teresa. Thank you for what you did. We appreciate the rain being brought back. And then, other people. Excuse me. My favorite season was in winter. I don't do well in heat due to certain medical conditions. What the fuck have you done?
And Teresa's like, do not speak unless spoken to, peasants. Of course. Oh, wait. We're back to this. The security people pulled them away.
Just say security detail.
There were certain to be more aggressive intruders later. There were certain. Okay.
Why are we still here?
What is Grandma? Jan Struthers was killed in an unsolved hit and run with an unmarked sedan. We've been over this. No! Teresa,
Manny,
thank
she's
you.
gone.
Teresa, thank you.
You need to accept
Be
it.
gone, peasant.
One
Server.
hang on a sec, guys.
I check the server.
What?
Well, not. Well, did you hear me?
What's that?
Hear me?
What's that?
See that we've been streaming for 69 minutes.
Let me get it on the screen. Oh, come on. Oh, 69.
Sorry, mom's cooking, which means Eli's freaking out because he anticipates the fucking fire alarm.
Jeez.
Well, it's I told you guys, it's so sensitive so that even when she just opens the oven, it would go off. And while like she's pretty good at getting it to not go off at every innocuous thing now, he still associates it with every time she cooks.
Jeez.
I have a very anxious dog to the point, like, he is so anxious, he does not know how to dog.
Oh, poor little guy. Oh, yeah, I have to read this one from Mike. Jan. It's been 6 episodes, Manny. You need to let me go. I'm with the lint now. Get Eli up here.
To become one with the lint.
That's it. She didn't die. She meditated until she reached Zen and became one with the lint. And transcended the mortal coil. It's like all these Buddhists are just standing around like, oh, that was the lamest transcendence ever. Okay. Security would have to wrestle them to the ground. This was how it would have to be. God. There was a scuffle in back of us. You mean there was a scuffle behind you? A half-dozen security people wrestled a man to the ground. That was how it would be from now on, too. You just said that!
Excuse me, ma'am, you dropped your wallet? Oh, God!
We walked along the street until we found a small restaurant that advertised breakfast. It was this place, this weird British-sounding place called McDonald's.
McDonald's.
We went inside,
McDonald's.
where we were instantly recognized by everybody. A hostess quickly got us seated. The whole restaurant crowd was staring at us, but kept its distance.
Well, that's better.
If we can get out the front door.
We do.
Oh. The food arrived quickly. The kitchen had been operating on panic mode to get us our breakfast in good time, lest it be told throughout Western civilization that the humble restaurant had kept these people waiting. Wait! Mike just pointed something out to me. Did Raptor just make a cringy Potter reference? Raptor?
I don't know, I didn't notice.
Young man?
I don't get it. What was the supposed reference?
He's saying, did you make a Harry Potter reference?
What'd he say?
I don't get it.
I don't
I
know.
say.
What way did he say, we need to get to the bottom of this? Nobody. Kenzie, slurp time.
It's hissing.
Reject Theresa, return to monkey. I'll await your report, Mike. With food in my stomach, I said,
You know what? We've been spending too much time in the house. We need to go into society and live a little.
Want to throw a party?
Are you saying that you need to live in a society?
oh wait, Mike says, I thought he said McDonald's, but
Oh,
maybe I misheard.
he says Joker.
Yeah, he said McDonald's.
I said McDongle.
Oh, okay.
And that one image of that demon creature eating some McDonald's.
Yeah, Mike, you just
McDongle.
misheard. Try not to call out my son again. I'll go full Karen on you.
To go for some McDongle.
Why would you do
Alright,
that to
Raptor, you're
yourself?
grounded. Where were we?
We need to go and live in a... Damn it, Kenzie did. That's empty.
Raptor, you're up.
Want to throw a party?
That's empty. I mean, go where people are living their daily life. Let's travel around, stay in small hotels in small towns, as long as it's not in France. Go to Irish pubs,
Again with
county fairs,
Ireland.
that can. Oh my god, she actually says it. And that kind of thing. We'll skip Paris. We weren't sophisticated enough for them.
Oh, French cringe.
Oh my god, we have to keep going. Manny, your
It
prayers have been answered.
weren't sophisticated enough to know how to save the world.
We'll just skip that.
He jumped to another subject.
Say it, Raptor.
Whatever happened to James
Chance.
Struthers?
Manny, your prayers have been answered.
Oh.
I can't believe. Guys, we didn't read this ahead of time.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I legitimately didn't think she would ever be brought up again. Can you blame me?
No.
Oh, here he is. Come here, buddy. Oh, no.
Oh,
He's going back to the foot of the bed. Come here, pup. Nah, he doesn't. He does not want to talk.
Oh, what a glorious day.
God, we couldn't have planned that even better.
No.
Oh my god, I legitimately didn't think she'd be brought up again. Manny, you might be able to bring
It's
the
a great
voice
day
back
for freedom.
after all.
Yes. Manny has become the Oracle of Delphi. Or Delphi, whatever it is.
I don't know. I asked Mr. Blair to look her up, but I never heard from him. What could he do? He is Prime Minister of Britain. She works for the American government.
Was on your side, right?
Yep. That information package she sent to Canada last year was a call from help. It got Mr. Blair involved and he sent the ships to find me. The world owes Jan a lot.
I have an idea.
Okay, as happy as I am, hearing Steve say that makes me worry. As usual, the restaurant had been infiltrated by government security people. Infiltrated? No, they just followed you in. Who stood rather obviously around the room. Steve looked at one and waved him over. Sir, because apparently I have to call you that, said the man.
I mean, what else would he call him?
Like, what do you
I
want?
mean,
Your
it is
blood?
kind
Want to
of
find
just
out about this.
Jan
it is just kind of polite for someone you don't know for informally.
What do you want, you bloody yank?
Want to find out about this
Jan Struthers.
the prime minister to announce her name and have a report to the British ambassador in the United States. If she wants to be found, she'll show up.
Well, what if she doesn't want to be found?
Her name
Won't
again,
show up.
yank. Steve pulled out a scrap of paper and a pen to write her name.
Here.
He said, giving it to the man who walked away.
Takes care of that. What do you want to do today, my dear?
Let's get a London guidebook and walk around.
Security people will love that. Oh,
Oh no, this next
Right.
sentence.
funny.
Jan Struthers have not had a good summer.
Aww.
Oh no.
No!
Oh no, poor Jan.
At least she didn't try to get. At least she wasn't nuked.
Her 8 years of managing my waters did nothing for her. She couldn't
Imagine
tell
that.
anybody about it. I assume that's how most of her work goes. Nobody would believe her. That left an 8-year hole in her resume. Actually, no, in her resume, because you didn't bother putting the actual fucking accent mark over it. Now in her 30s, I thought she was a lot older than that. Like, I'm not making a joke about, like, the voice I was doing. I just assumed, like, head age into this, that she would be older than that.
Yeah, at least in her 40s when she started this.
Yeah. Her college education was wasted, unemployable, unmarried, living with her aging parents. Her life was a ruin. I mean, just, except, like, fill out a resume for being a nanny.
She was working in American government in Flushing, Queens.
Just imagine, like, this, like, horribly curled hair, like, horribly kept, like, skinny, hunchback woman. Mr. Sheffield!
It's not.
Glum with lack of purpose and NUI. She
It's
turned on...
pronounced ennui.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes,
In
it
Greenwich,
is.
it's pronounced
French.
Greenwich.
She turned on channel 24.
Say it right.
No. I will say NUI. I will say foyer.
Wow, you sound okay. Fine. Sound like an idiot.
Luigi.
She turned on channel 24, the All Teresa All the Time station. Even getting back to Jan Struthers, this is difficult. I talked about how the Hartleys had spent their day in London.
Mike.
You're dead to me, Mike. You're dead to me.
Yeah, but I love you, Mike.
Thank you, Cameron. In English, it's pronounced spits on the French.
It is weird that because this is the second time he's brought up that word, and it's such an obviously French word. And given his stance on the French, it is weird that he's used it more than once,
Yes.
or even at all.
I'm dead to me too, mate. Wow. Okay, that got dark.
Yeah, don't you feel bad now?
No, it just got dark. We walked to Buckingham Palace and through the nearby St. James Park with its peaceful pond with the ducks and swans. Stay away from the ducks, you freak. We taxied to St. Paul's Cathedral, to Westminster Abbey, where poets and kings were buried. And way out of town to the famous London Zoo.
Really? No bullshit about how you were not impressed with anything?
Yeah, wait, why are you going to the London Zoo? I thought your little chipmunk enclosure was all you needed. There were television cameras all along the trip, as they showed on the tube. Stop saying that. Government security men kept them from getting too close to us. Ditto with the paparazzi. I'm not making that up. It says ditto. We're continually being pulled away.
Dodo. Dodo.
Thank you, Raptor.
So, yeah,
Oh
so
my god, keep
intro right
reading.
now.
Would it work in the United States? Probably not. Freedom of speech and information and all that junk. And all that junk.
Bhutan confirmed communist.
No wonder he's
Oh,
he's focusing on Beijing.
so let's get this
It
straight.
was not that
Woman
much to
is
focus on
racist,
Beijing, but okay.
sexist, an
I'm
egotist,
And all that
ugly,
junk. The
old,
curious,
a bad writer, handle criticism, and a communism, and communist.
America could be rough on the famous.
Yeah, because only in America is it hard to be a celebrity. Nowhere else.
Oh boy.
It's not like countries have their own music industries and celebrities that are mostly unknown in America and would be very popular in their home countries.
Yeah. Scene switched to Prime Minister Blair at a press conference. Jan wasn't really listening until Blair mentioned her own name. Then she was all attention.
I know. I just checking one thing. Louisa Hartley has asked me to notify Jan Strutter that she is the sussy imposter, and also to call the British ambassador to the United States at the embassy in Washington. All is well. Knows that the material Miss Strutter sent to Canada. She believes that Miss Strutter wants to be found. She will call the emissary, and she is a sussy imposter. See him out.
After go to unforgivable jail.
Read this. So read the next sentence. It's so weird.
Theresa wanted to see her.
Why are we in third person now?
Oh.
And then read the next sentence.
Wait.
All this
All
time.
this time, she worried I believed she'd cooperated in President Martin's bad plot to bring me and Hal down.
And now we're back to first person.
Jan cried loudly. Ah!
No, I have to deal with that little shit again.
Her parents came in the room to ask what was wrong. Nothing, Jan said. Theresa still likes me. It's wonderful. And
Do you also remember
lips.
when at the beginning she said, we can't talk about, like, we can't recount conversations we weren't there for, stuff like that?
Yes. Oh, I'm so
and
happy.
Here we are. Drink.
I'm so happy right now. I talked with Jan on the phone. When President Martin came to the office and found out about me and Hal, he didn't like the arrangement. He disbanded Jan's watchers, replaced them with a smaller group of professional agents he could trust, and issued an executive warning Jan to never talk about me to anybody and to never contact me. This had the force of law. You did not disobey an executive order. Okay, professional agents as opposed to the amateur agents that they keep on hand. Jan didn't like the president's arrangement either. She suspected he was up to no good. But she had anticipated this kind of development for years and assembled the package she sent to the Canadian Prime Minister. It was in her father's house. All she had to do was call him with a coded message and he'd send it. Jan, gambled that if I was arrested or disappeared, Canadian Prime Minister would make a big stink about it. As it turned out, I was put into the Raptor too fast for the Canadian Poom to find out I was missing. When President Martin said my name on television, Prime Minister Blair remembered Jan's package, and a few days later sent the ships to find me.
Chapter 14.
She's
At
Are
least
you
one
happy
silver
now?
lining to this.
yes.
Are you have a reinvigorated enthusiasm for reading now?
Yes.
Well, at least that's one of us.
Oh, drive material. I was ordered to an Among Us joke. It truly hit it rock bottom.
I am happy, so that's all that matters.
What about me? What about Kenzie? What
Are
about
you happy?
Suffwin?
Are you happy,
My
Raptor?
brain is not. Oh, my brain is damaged. I don't know what happiness is anymore.
Okay, I know
Don't know
you're
what
young, but you don't
about
have to
anything.
go through an emo phase. Okay, here's something that'll make you both happy. We are officially 50% through the book.
God, halfway through, closer to the finish line.
But you could still look at that as being there is over 232 pages still left to go.
Oh no! No!
Leave it to
Forgive
the
me,
whammon.
Minnie, but the glass isn't exactly half full right now.
Leave it to the whammon to ruin the moment.
Oh,
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Yeah.
Mike asks, how you feeling, Kenzie? We're an hour and a half in, and I've polished off the third glass of scotch. Yeah, I finished my White Claw long ago, but I didn't feel like getting another one. And Cameron says, geez, Mike, I'm still on White Claw 1. It's kind of warm and gross now, actually. Well, I'm sorry, Cameron.
Should have just read out that second comment without any context. Oh my god. Well, best chapter yet.
oh.
And we're definitely not reading the next chapter. That's too long.
No, and I'm hungry, and I'm sad.
Is that long?
How can you be sad? Jan is back.
Andy has been destroyed, Manny. The suffering here. Practically dying.
Nonsense.
Manny, right now you have that same energy as the one kid who did his homework and then asks the teacher, aren't you going to collect it?
You're just jealous because I got my favorite character back.
At least he's done his homework then.
No one cares that you got your favorite character back, Manny.
I
No
think
one cares.
everyone cares.
No one cares.
Because it's all about me.
You love to see us dying. Love to see us in pain.
Hang on.
No. I like you guys. I mean, come on. Jan motherfucking Struthers.
Jan Struthers make a better book.
Yeah, that would be a better book, actually.
Adventures of Jan Struthers.
Sorry, my mom
Lady.
came in before she realized I was on a call.
Is she excited about Jan Struthers being back?
She does not know any about any of this, and I prefer to keep it that way. Because my mom is a wonderful woman and does not deserve to know that such stupidity like this exists in the world.
People want to talk, please. Shield her from the sins of this world and this book.
She just knows that I stream, reading a really stupid book, and that's all she needs to know. That's all she needs to know.
I'll fill her in on the details.
Yeah, you say that as if you actually even know who my mom is. We are not that. We
Wait,
have
who?
not gotten that tight, Manny.
Wait, who are we talking about?
My mom.
Who?
You do not know my mom.
Who?
Manny's an owl.
Okay. We're getting a little too chummy in the chat right now.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
Yes, thank you. Now, go drink a
Oh,
beer and
Cameron.
watch football and punch bricks into dust and eat
You guys
red
are
meat.
awesome.
God. Yes, each of you needs to go, like, fight a shark or something. Being too soft. Stop making me feel polite with people.
Ren.
Mike said, fuck shit, piss Teresa sucks. Thank you. And yes, I like you all too.
Simp.
I will simp for my fellow kings.
Simple.
You say that, and yet you're my main simp.
Nope.
And you have proudly admitted that on several other streams.
You have lost it.
Yeah.
I simp for you no more.
Oh yeah, what exactly changed?
I came to my senses.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ha, joke's on you. I'm
continue to simp
petrified of ocean
to all of
predators
you
and open
because
water.
I'm the ultimate.
What?
I think you cut off a little, Raptor.
I am the ultimate simp, and I will continue to simp for both of you.
Aww. Wait, is it weird since you're you being my son?
It's not technically the real son, so guess maybe. I don't know. I'm not good with this legal stuff.
Man, you can't out gas pipe Kenzie? You are the
I don't know what that phrase means, actually.
Do you mean gaslight?
Mike, was that a autocorrect issue?
Or are you hitting a pipe right now that's making you mistype? Empress Theresa, bring us closer together. Alright, yes, fine. I do care for you guys, Ankylosaurus and Christy.
You cut out a little.
I said I do care for you guys, Ankylosaurus and Christy.
Gas pipe is Kenzie's version of gaslight because she hits people with a pipe.
You bash them in the head until their senses are gone, and then you tell them, no, this is the actual truth. And, the bleeding on the brain just makes them think that's true.
I love how this has become my running gag in the chat. I have a gas that I use a lead pipe as a weapon.
Oh yeah, but I was pulling a Ron Swanson. I like to use the wrong names for people sometimes, just so they don't think I'm getting too chummy with them.
Sorry.
Or what?
Oh, I didn't. I guess if you didn't hear me cough,
No.
I moved away from my phone to do it. So.
Oh, good.
So, more to come next week.
Yay.
Yep.
Will you be up for drinking next week, Manny?
Depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Or you just not feel? Are you not feeling good today? Is that why you didn't want to drink?
Something like that. All right, and
Can you not drink for something? Like, are you getting tested or something later?
I'll tell you after the stream.
All right.
But so yeah, we might have something coming up this Saturday. I have to talk to Mike. But regardless, I will be back Wednesday with Gemma and Kenzie for dramatic reading, and we'll be back next Thursday for more of this shit. No, I can't even say shit anymore because Jan Struthers is coming back.
Yeah, you're jazzed for next week, aren't you?
Mike says, "Hope Manny's okay, no simp." Is that the new no homo? So, thanks guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Same bean time, same bean channel.